We coming up right here and get the walking. The east right here. Okay. All right. Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, first and foremost, before we get started, we're going to give all honor and glory and power to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, HaKadosh. I want to say double honors to our elders like great apostles, great millstone, GMS, who rule well and teach well, being a good example to Israel. All right, man, the elect, I want to say peace and blessings to the hopefully elect on the four corner, pushing the truth and sincerity. All right, that great song. All right, we the GMS Memphis camp. I ready to come with a little walk and talk through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, who give us the inspiration and motivation to do so for the evil times to come. All right, to give those that have ears to hear and eyes to see the protection, the hedge, the covering, which is a shield. All right, for those that put their trust in Yahweh Shema Shai, which is connected with Isaiah 33:6. All right, as wisdom and knowledge shall be what? The stability of thy time, and the fear of the Lord Yahweh is a treasure. All right, as we continue to get closer and closer, all right, to doomsday, as we got a video to show you that the Most High is mustering the battle and his plans, all right, as he spoke and as he said that what he spoke is good, what? It shall come to pass. All right, and we seeing that being manifest, all right, through the power that be, all right, as the Lord continue to gear their minds up towards war. All right, we looking at Israel and Iran, Israel and Palestine, and the Palestinians, and also Russia, all right, Ukraine. You see, it's brewing up. So this will let you know as the signs continue to show itself that we at the end. All right, so we're going to get straight into it. Lord willing, y'all brothers and sisters be edified. You know why we let it all down, man.
Hey,
You got it out.
hey, this is Joel 3:1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem.
Right, and this was going to bring back, all right, the Lord, like he said, going to bring back the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, because this is how our deliverance is going to come, all right, through World War III. And also, this is going to be the end of the so-called white man kingdom and the beginning of Jacob that followed it. But it's going to come through World War III, as the Lord going to intervene and put all crowns upon him.
Right.
How that sound? All right, how that sound? You got all these nations, all right, gonna be warring against each other, trying to proclaim that the next rulership. But guess what? It's promised to who? Our Lord and Savior Yahweh Shai. Because he the one that's gonna be set up and profitable to what? To rule. All right, you got it.
Hey, this is Joel 3:2. And I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
And that's what you're seeing being happening. All right, that's what you're seeing happening right now. The Lord is mustering the battle. He bringing all nations, he gearing their minds up for what? For war. All right, because speaking about the battle of Jehoshaphat, was going to the Most High judgment, which is Yahweh Shaphat.
Yep.
All right, which is going to be fought in the east. Go ahead.
And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel.
There you go. You see that? He said he going to plead for who? For us. All right, which he going to what to say, 1 Thessalonians 1:6, sin is a righteous thing.
To recompense tribulation to them that trouble you.
Right, because when you go into Psalms, the 83rd chapter, it gives you the rundown, all right, of the nations who troubled us, which chiefly start with the so-called white man, but all your other nations had part into it too. So therefore, the Lord gonna slap the shit out of all y'all. All right, go ahead.
And it said, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
Right, and who have parted the land? All right, them gutter rats. All right, them gutter rats, them so-called, you know, the small heads, man. They parted the land of Israel.
Amalek.
The Amalekite. But we can't say too much about them. Go ahead.
Hey, Joel 3:10, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears.
Right, and got somebody just put it in the chat, or somebody did a lesson going into they not putting their money into the food. It's into war.
Right.
I think that's somewhere on the chat. But that makes much sense as that's what these nations are doing.
Right.
All right, all their money is going to what? The military.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
Into swords and your pruning hooks into spears.
Right.
And let the weak say I am strong.
Let me say, let the weak say I'm strong. And that's what you see when you start to think about Iran, you know, Iraq, North Korea, South Korea, China. See, these nations started to get that mindset of, hold on, man. We got nuclear capability. We can fight.
Right.
All right, but guess what? Who doing it? This the Most High doing.
Yep.
Because one upon a time, these nations didn't have that mindset.
Mm-hmm.
That should show you that the Most High rooted in the kingdom of men. Everything is set up upon His time.
Right.
And we live in a time now that guess what? Everything is finna be fulfilled. All right, now check this video out.
Mm-hmm.
This Iran. And they was sent by Ed Kazak out of Mississippi.
Man, I'm just shining, boy.
This is video.
Oh, yeah, got a little shade.
There we go. Blocked it. There we go. Now look at that. This Iran.
Mm-hmm.
They ready. See, this the Most High putting it in the mind of these kings. All right, getting their minds prepared for war.
Right.
Which in America, our people still in the midst of folly, the house of mirth. They don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but when you think about the other nations, they know what time it is. All right, they know it's go time.
Right.
You know, wartime. Go ahead, Op.
Hey, this Isaiah 46 and 10.
Go ahead.
Declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel should stand, and I would do all my pleasures.
There you go. And one of the Lord's pleasures to take down Babylon the Great, which is America, and set his son to rule the earth forever, forever, and forever, as in the Lord's Prayer.
Right.
All right, because the kingdom of heaven is going to be on earth. All right, but how it's going to come? It's going to come, all right, through war. All right, when you go into 1 Corinthians 15, all right, Yahweh Shai coming to put all rule and authority down on the earth.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but this is the counsel of the Lord. It was what spoken in the heaven.
Right.
Now let's go to a counsel of the Lord to show you how He get down. Go ahead.
This is 1 Kings, chapter 22 and verse 21, and it reads, "And there came forth a spirit." Let me see. Let me start. Yeah, let me start.
Yeah.
It says right here. It says in 1 Kings 22 and verse 19, and he said, and it says, and he said, "Hear thou therefore the word of the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. I saw the Lord Yahweh sitting on his throne,
Right.
and all the host of heaven standing by him,
Right.
on his right hand and on his left."
Right. So you got the angels, you know, on the right hand side with the righteous angels. Then also on the left hand side, you got the left hand, which you're going into the death angels.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Go ahead.
It says in verse 20, 1 Kings 22 and verse 20, and it says, "And the Lord said, who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead?"
Right. So you see, the Lord said, read it again.
It says in 1 Kings 22 and verse 20, the Lord Yahweh said, who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead?
Right. You see that? So right now, the Most High, all right, what he doing now is playing in the minds of the kings.
Yep.
So he's setting up Trump to have this type of mindset that he got, as in hardening his heart towards the nations and the people. Also, guess what? He controlling the minds of the other kings. Kun Jong-un, Vladimir Putin, Zelensky. See, all these kings is being controlled by the Heavenly Father. But this going back to the council. Remember, it said the council of the Lord shall stand, so the council was in the heavens. Remember, everything that we see being played out was already spoken. It already happened in the heavens. We just watching everything play out on earth. Keep going.
And it says, and finish up in 1 Kings 22 and verse 20, and it says, and one said on this manner, and another said on that manner.
Right.
It says in verse 21, and there came forth a spirit and stood before the Lord Yahweh and said, I will persuade him.
Right. So here it is. The counsel of the Lord is going to stand because the Lord is sending down the angels on the left hand side in the king's mind. Now to get that real quick out.
Hey, this Proverbs 21:1.
Check them out.
The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord.
Right, the king's mind. That's what I go back to the Hebrew word la. All right. So the king's mind is in the hand of the Lord Yahweh. Go ahead.
As the rivers of water, he turneth it whatsoever he will.
There you go. You see that? So who allowing these nations, these kings of these nations to gear up for war? The Most High.
Yep. Hey,
Go ahead.
got another one. This Proverbs 19:21. There are many devices in a man's heart.
Right, there are many devices of a man's heart. Go ahead.
Nevertheless, the counsel of the Lord that shall stand.
There you go. Because these nations all got one thing in common. They trying to fight for the first position. So many devices. You know what I'm saying? The man's heart and his mind. You know? China think they up next.
Yeah.
Russia think they gonna be up next. You know, you got the BRICS nation coming together just to do America. You know, so these people got in their mind that guess what? They gonna be the next rulers. But show that shit stink. All right? Our Lord and Savior is coming.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Hey, the New Oxford American Dictionary for the word device, it goes into a thing made or adapted for a particular purpose, especially a piece of mechanical or electronic equipment.
Wow.
You know? And Bun, you holding it created the Smiths, ain't
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. Because the Most High put in their mind, all right, to create these missiles.
Yeah.
They just didn't create these missiles on their own. Like, voila, look what I made. No. Remember, the Most High hands is in the king's heart, man, in his mind.
Yeah.
You got it, Bun.
All right. I had another one. This is Isaiah chapter 54, verse 16.
Yeah.
Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire,
Right?
and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work.
Right, and the instruments talking about the thermonuclear missiles. All right, as you just seen Iran flexing.
Right.
All right. North Korea, they had a parade not too long ago. South Korea had a parade. All right, China always flexing.
And Russia got Satan too.
Russia be flexing. But now here it is. Read that again.
This is Isaiah chapter 54, verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire,
Right.
and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work.
Go ahead.
And I have created the waster to destroy.
There you go. You know, which going to the Germans, them the wise men, the teaming,
Yeah.
the German, all right, which the Lord put it in them on us, you know, put the spirit on them, you know. But go ahead, that's it.
Yeah, that's all.
Yep, go ahead, bro.
I got one for you. Cause this go right with what the brother was just bringing out, and also, you know, it goes with the video that we just showed. It says in Jeremiah 50 and verse 25, the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, have opened his armory and have brought forth the weapons of his indignation.
There you go. All right, and the weapons of the Lord indignation, meaning his righteous anger, is what? The thermonuclear missiles.
That's right.
All right, because this gonna be the end all be all of Babylon the Great, and with the chariot they're gonna shoot the laser beams.
Yeah.
All right, you got it.
And it says, for this is the work of the Lord.
Right, but look, this is the work of the Lord. All right, because this is one of his promise. When you go into 2 Peter, the vision that Peter saw, you know, he said that
The elements melt with
the
fervent
element
heat.
melt with fervent heat.
Yeah.
You know, this is what Peter saw. Also Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Habakkuk,
Idris.
Esdras. You see, they all saw the downfall of Babylon the Great. Go ahead.
Yep, and it says, finishing up in Jeremiah 50 and verse 25, it says, for this is the work of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, power of hosts.
See, this is the work of the Lord. Because we just read how the counsel of the Lord going to stand. Because he said, before it springs forth, I tell you of these things. And how do he tell you? Through the prophets. All right, therefore you'll know a prophet had been among you. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, finish up, and it says, for this is the work of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, power of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans.
There you go. In the modern day,
Is a man of war, the Lord
I was his name.
Yeah.
All right, but when you go into that word war, pretty much it breaks down to action and bloodshed. All right, and that's Yahweh Shema Shah. He about that action, and guess what? He about that bloodshed.
So even just them having the mentality of war and certain tactics that they want to use, hey, all that belongs to the Lord.
Yeah,
You know?
that's right. You got some?
Yeah, I got a precept.
Go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 13. Is it already come out?
Go ahead.
13, starting at verse 3. I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle.
Right. Now read that again, because it's going right into Isaiah 9 and 5, how this war is going to be fought. Read it again.
All right. Just starting at verse 4. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people.
Right.
A tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together.
Uh-huh.
The Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai of hosts, mustereth the host of the battle.
Right, see that? So the Most High is instigating. But he's using what? He's using the angels. He's using the left-hand side, the death angel, to continue to play on the minds of the kings.
Mm-hmm.
You see how cold the Lord is?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Like playing chess.
Remember, this is his purpose.
Yeah.
All right? Just going back to how the Lord said he's not slack concerning his promise, as other men count slackness.
Right.
All right?
Hey, can I add
Go
up?
ahead,
Hey, this like going to that video you did with the they was looking through the looking glass and trying to find every outcome to try to avoid their destruction.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because when you go into Esau and the comeback Bible dictionary, this place is a scene for great future judgments.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So these things must come to pass so that way we can rule, man.
That's it.
So if you in the right spirit as an Israelite, you Negro, Latino, Native Americans, and Indians, you should want these things to happen. You
supposed
should
to be pushing for
Yeah,
it.
you supposed to be pushing forward. And if you're an Israelite out there teaching, hey, you supposed to be teaching, feeding these people the whole road about the war that's coming and Jacob's trouble, all this, man.
But you got to remember, the spirit of prophecy is Yahweh Shah.
Right.
So if you're not prophesying, you're not in the spirit.
Right.
See? If you're not prophesying, you're not in the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Because prophesy means to what?
Speak before.
To speak before. So these things that we are telling you is forth to come. All right? We not them messengers, all right, they're gonna lie.
Right.
No, that's why we said, thus said the Lord. All right? Because Yahweh Shema Shah is a man that he cannot lie. All right, and we his ambassadors to tell you and warn you before the great and dreadful day. So when this time comes, you can't have no cloak or say you didn't know.
Right.
That bullshit is out the door. All right, because you had the prophets, on a continual matter, warning and telling you to prepare yourself, giving you an outlet, which is what the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Psalms the 91 chapter. But read that again, and then we'll go into Isaiah 9 and 5.
All right.
I guess.
This is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 4.
Come.
The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle.
Right, so when you go into the old war movies, in like 300s, Troy, the gladiator movies, stuff like that, you'll hear a lot of hollering. They charging each other, running, that war excitement.
Yep.
All right?
War cry.
But they that war cry. But this time, this war is different, man. This is a whole different type of ball game. And this was going to set the city on fire. All right? And this city I'm talking about is Babylon the Great.
That's right.
All right, go into it, up.
Hey, this Isaiah 9 and 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise.
Right, with confused noise. All right, and that confused noise was what? The sword hitting the shield.
Right.
You might got stones.
Man, breastplates.
Breastplate,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? You got the arrows being shot.
Right.
That's a confused noise.
Mm-hmm.
Ching, ching, you know what I'm saying? It's better hand-to-hand combat.
Yep.
Yeah, getting kicked. That's that confused noise, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
And it said garments rolled in blood.
Because niggas was getting stabbed, niggas getting their head cut off,
Man.
arms cut off, limbs, legs, niggas, you know what I'm saying? If you made it out that war, you made it, but guess what? You was injured. You was
Right.
wounded. Because that's how the war was fought back then. But what's gonna make this war different from all the wars that were ever fought in the ancient time? Go ahead.
But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
That's gonna make the difference. See, ain't no more hand-to-hand combat.
Man.
All right? These nations gonna be in a booth somewhere. You know what I'm saying? In a tomb somewhere.
Pushing buttons.
In a mountain somewhere, pushing buttons. You know, hiding out, pushing buttons.
Man.
All right, and guess what? Like going back to the looking glass. Remember, he said the people on earth gonna be suffer. They gonna be left to suffer and
Yeah.
defend for themselves. But how can you defend yourself from a missile? How can you escape the missiles?
You can't.
You see that?
Hey, I got that term, muster the battle.
Go ahead.
Hey, this is muster the battle in the AI overview. It means to gather or assemble troops.
Woo!
Or
to a gather to what?
It said to gather or assemble troops.
Yeah, and that's what the Lord is doing. Let the weak say I'm strong. All right, these nations is gathering for what? For war, man. Ain't nobody playing no more.
Yeah.
All right, that gotta sound like Craig. You know, you think he playing? You think the Lord actually playing? No. All right, the kingdom of heaven is at hand, man. So before all these things, before the kingdom of heaven come, all these things gotta happen.
Yeah.
As the Lord has spoken, it shall what? It shall be. Go ahead.
To summon resources and strength in preparation for a fight or conflict.
Woo!
Hey,
Preparation for a fight or conflict.
And it said to summon resources and strength. So a lot of these nations, what it said, let the weak say I'm strong.
Yeah.
So here it is. You think Iran, I always say this, man. You think Iran and them got that you pretty much bombed their general back in 2020?
Then
And Trump was ruling.
Also to Japan. You
Yeah.
think they forgot about
Nah,
Hiroshima and Nagasaki?
Nah.
Cause they just matter of fact, go ahead, you can still expound. I'm gonna grab something real quick.
Hey, let the precepts do the talking. Hey, but even then, like Esau think that what they say, they not in trouble like our men.
Uh-huh.
You know, or I should be a lady forever. You know, shouldn't nothing happen unto me. You know, I'm pretty much, you know, who see of me? Where the Lord see of you.
Look,
I got you.
now read that.
I
Read
got
that
you.
right here. AI overview dealing with Japan. Now check this out.
It say Japan war ready AI overview.
Right?
While Japan Constitution renounces war, is currently undergoing a significant military buildup and is preparing for a more robust defense posture, including an inquiry long-range missiles.
Whoa! So you think Japan got? You think they forgot?
Nah.
No. You gotta remember, everything is according to the Most High Yahweh.
Right.
Real quick, grab 2 Ezra 4:37. Just to show you how the Most High can calm things down and he can speed it up. Remember, everything is in his hands.
Yeah, cause what you got Trump talking about? We need to have a ceasefire.
Yeah,
Ain't no
yeah, yeah.
ceasefire, man. You done went too far. You done
Right.
talked all your stuff on the
Uh-huh.
interview. You done embarrassed Zelensky.
That's
you know,
right.
you did that. Your American pride gonna get you destroyed,
I'm
man.
telling you every time, right?
Right.
Yeah, grab it out.
2 Ezra 4 verse 37.
Come.
By measure have he measured the times,
Uh-huh.
and by number have he numbered the times.
Right.
And he doeth not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled.
Now that set measures fulfilled. So now you got the kings dealing with the other countries, all right, and they leaders saying what? Hey, we getting ready for war. All right? Now you see this hoe is loose as a goose, and she ready for the taking.
Yeah.
You see that? America, Babylon the Great is ready for the taking.
Right.
Because America is known as that unwalled village.
Yeah.
You can grab that precept too. You know what I'm saying? It's known as an unwild village because what it spread itself thin to the point that when action when action come about, they can't defend themselves
Right.
because they spread. So they ready for the taking.
Mm-hmm. And they ain't been training. Look, like the article you got me reading now.
Yeah.
They ain't been enhancing civil defense capabilities. You know, they ain't been. They don't have their like if you go to Moab or if you go to Russia,
Yeah.
man, some of they citizens know what's up.
Uh-huh.
Some of they citizens gonna fight with them.
Mm-hmm.
But you come to America, everybody want to say we, And then when that time of drafting come, we gonna see how what capabilities you niggas got. You know, right?
Jay gonna be in how you know how you got a dog that don't want to go in the house.
Yeah.
And you got him on a chain.
Yeah.
You got to drag his ass.
Come on, we need you to fight fire. They gonna knock on the door like Jehovah Witness. Right, we need you to come and fight for our citizens.
Hey, Jay gonna be actually getting their ass dragged into the war.
Man.
Yeah. Then you gonna have some Jake trying to commit suicide, trying to shoot themselves in the foot or in some, to injure themselves, but they won't have to go to war. You gonna go to war, Maine. All right, you gonna get your ass out there. Like Esau say, like what Debo told
you gonna get involved.
You gonna get your ass involved or knock your ass out. So you gonna go to war. Esau might kill you.
Man.
You never know.
Or throw you in jail because Trump just banned no bail. You know, so you could be innocent just off of that. You like, man, I don't want to go to war. Okay, put him in jail for like a year. Yeah, lock him up, man.
And then you get tortured.
Right.
You know?
Now you a threat.
Yeah.
Because that's what they swear on. You know, not to be over talking, dogs. It's a lot. But that's what they swear on the Bible. They swear that they'll go up against those that's outsiders, which is other nations, and those that's inside, which is you civilians.
Right.
So anytime you act up, man, you heiress. You a heiress on this side, man.
That's cold, like
that's
man.
Considered treason. That could be considered treason.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Go ahead with your precept out.
All right, this is
then we go back to that, John. A little more on the article.
I guess.
Go ahead.
This is Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 11. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages.
Yeah.
I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely.
Yeah, and that's Babylon the Great. They mindset, they pride, like they at rest. Can nobody touch them? You know, that's why it's known as the virgin daughter of Babylon. That's a virgin, never been penetrated. You see? But guess what? Soon this bitch gonna be penetrated. All right, they finna run a train on this hoe. All right, and I'm speaking about the thermonuclear missile essence. Revelation, it say 2,000, which is 200 million warheads. All right. That's why the bitch gonna be a death in the wilderness when the missiles get done. Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
All right. Let me start at the top. This is Ezekiel 38, chapter 11. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages.
Yeah.
I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely. All of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates.
Yeah. That's it.
Man, you know? Defense systems.
Yeah, they lose. So they ready for the taking. Go ahead, bro.
Hey, back in the AI overview, it says is preparing for a more robust defense posture, including inquired long-range missiles.
Long range.
Man,
that's why you got intercontinental ballistic missiles.
Yeah.
Them are long range. You see that? Them are long range missiles because they're gonna go from one continent to what? To the other. All right. Remember Isaiah 34. What you got? Get Isaiah 34. Show you better than I can tell you. You know what I'm talking about? Yep.
I got that Joel too for you.
That's beautiful. Go ahead.
It says in Isaiah 34, in verse 1, it says, "Come near, ye nations, to hear."
Right. You see that? Coming here. You know, we preach this gospel, which is good news for the elect, because that's how our deliverance is gonna come. But guess what? For you other nations too, because guess what? Your discretion is coming.
Yep.
All right?
Yep.
And the Most High can boast. All right? He can boast in this. That's why I say, hey, come ye nation, hear this too also. Go ahead.
Yeah, and it says, come near ye nations to hear and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear and all that is therein.
Everybody gotta hear this. You see that? Go ahead.
The world and all things that come forth of it.
Hey, you know what the old saying going back to the old days. Extra, read out about it. You know,
World War III coming.
Yeah, because it's being publicized. It's being published.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Through the internet. You know, it's being published.
Right.
You know, the news, radio stations, everybody talking about war. All right, that's how you know that World War III gonna be televised. See, all the other nations gonna see the destruction, the burning of Babylon the Great, man.
Yeah.
All right, they gonna hear about it. All right, and in the near future they gonna read about it. Go ahead.
And it says in Isaiah 34 in verse 2, it says, for the indignation of the Lord, Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, is upon all nations.
There you go, the indignation, once again, right? That's twice, which is going to what his righteous anger. It's upon all nations, man.
Yep.
All right, go ahead.
And it says, and his fury upon all their armies.